We're good? Okay. Hi, this is Sarthak. I'm Rubhav. And I want to talk to you about social media today. Let's start with the social media apocalypse. In this day and age, information is just a click away. We're swayed by all the information around us, and as the millennials, we want to know everything that's going on in our friends' lives, in celebrities' lives, what's happening in the world of sports, what the latest fashion trends are, and this is where social media comes into play. It's the biggest element of our lives, and it's something we just cannot ignore. It's taken over us completely, and we seem to care more about likes, comments, and followers than we do about anything else in our day-to-day lives. As a world-renowned philosopher Drake once said, scrolling through life and fishing for praise, opinions from total strangers take me out of my ways. And this got us thinking, wherever there's an addiction, there's a market. So we decided to send out a survey. We got 170 responses. 90% of the people said that they had more than 3 social media accounts, 67% of which had more than 5. 75% of people also said that they had a need to be more efficiently updated because of the fear of missing out. FOMO. It's that common that it has an acronym. So we took this a step further. We had focus groups. We had 3 focus groups of 3 to 4 people each. And the results we got from the focus groups were very similar to what we got from the survey. We also figured out that people have a really hard time talking to new connections on social media. They don't know how to start a conversation or keep it going. And people also find it hard to keep in touch with old friends, for old friends and acquaintances that they've made along the way. All of them, 100% of them, said that if they don't see people active on social media, they just forget about them completely, unless it's a close friend of course. This drives us to constantly spend time to satisfy this one overpowering need and feeling, the fear of missing out. So we came up with a solution that feeds into this addiction and helps you get the most out of social media for your time. Introducing Connct. I'll come back to the numbers on the board, on the slide right after this. But Connct has 3 main features, along with a bunch of others we'll come back to at the end. But it integrates your social feeds. It gets the most relevant posts from all of your platforms in one place. It provides you social cues to help you interact with people you have just met online. It gives you topics to talk about based on mutual interest, how to keep the conversation going, or how to just start a conversation. It also has a dedicated page for suggested actions. It'll suggest you on which posts you should like, how you should comment on them, maybe compliment someone's clothes, depending on how your previous activity on that platform has been, and retweets, etc. So it's as easy as swiping right to just perform the action, or swiping left if you want to remove it. The numbers on the slides are the survey responses we got, the percentages of people who would download and use an app for just that particular feature alone. When offered all together, 85% of people said they couldn't wait to get their hands on it. So now that we have established that there is a need and a market for our product, let's get to the juicy bit of our numbers. So it's a little too early for us to ask for an exact investment, and we have to do a lot more research in the market for this. But I'm going to paint a very simple picture for you. Social media advertising revenue was $55 billion in 2018. That's $18.5 per user. So on Instagram, and it's the only one we've explored till now, to advertise our platform to 2.1 million people, it's going to cost us $10,000. The Instagram conversion rate for an app is 3.1%, which is lower than Google, Bing, and Facebook, but we're going to stick with Instagram for now either which way. This means we get 63,000 downloads in the first 10 days. Assuming a mere 60% retention rate, we have 38,000 users, which means $700,000 in revenue in our first year. This assumes that we have no other advertising and we do nothing else to push our product. Of course, we're not going to do that, but that shows you the enormous potential of the market. So a little about the team. As I said, I'm Rubhav, this is Sarthak. We're both computer science specialists at U of T, and we're doing focuses in artificial intelligence and web and internet technologies with a minor in math. We've worked on several projects together, and the latest being a security drone at Make Harvard, which secured us 4th position. Coming to the timeline, I'm going to skip most of this and come to the end where in December 2021, we want to penetrate the B2B market. And this is where our competition comes in, Hootsuite being the biggest one. Hootsuite offers two of the features that we're planning to offer, tag-based search and scheduled posts. It's worth $1 billion. The more interesting one, Buffer. It offers one feature, scheduling posts. That's all it does. And it brings in $1.65 million in revenue every month, 97% profit margin. And it's not the only one. It's not free of competition. Companies like Later do the exact same thing. Let me say that again. It does one thing, and it brings in $1.65 million in revenue every single month. So I'm going to leave you with one question. What's stopping our app from being successful? Thank you.